Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of your Polyglot Academy. Today it's lesson 20 and we're going to talk about how to form the negation with nicht. So let's go. Now, in the last video, I think it was lesson 8 or 9, I still gotta check it out. We talked about how to form a negation of the sentence with kein. Here you can see an example. You have the sentence, Ich trinke keinen Kaffee, which means I do not drink coffee. And you can see how kein, in this case keinen, because we have an accusative, is negating the sentence by placing, in this case keinen, before the noun. So in this case, it's going to negate the noun. And there is a standard rule which says that kein is basically used in order to negate nouns and it's used before nouns. Today we're going to talk about nicht. Now, nicht is used to mainly negate adjectives, verbs, or adverbs. So how are we going to make it? Now here you can see an example sentence. Mein Freund ist nicht groß, which means my friend is not big. And here you can see the function of nicht and how we're placing nicht. In this case, we're negating the adjective groß, which means big, and we're placing nicht right before the adjective. So you can see how nicht is situated right after the verb and right before the adjective. So we have the sentence, mein Freund ist nicht groß, which is equivalent to the English counterpart, my friend is not big. So it's basically the same thing. Now we said that we can use nicht also to negate verbs or adverbs. And here you can see a sentence where a verb is negated. Ich will nicht essen means I do not want to eat. And you can see how we are placing nicht right after the modal verb and right before the main verb. Generally, it's always placed in this way. And by using nicht, we're going to negate sentences which present also adjectives, verbs, and adverbs, etc. And doing this is something we couldn't do only with kein, because kein allows us only to negate nouns but not entire sentences. Now, even though we talked about kein and nicht, there are also other ways in order to negate a sentence, and here you can see the most important ones. You can use niemand, which means no one, and the example niemand möchte mir helfen, which means nobody wants to help me, if you're talking about a person. So in this case, it'd be useful to know the expression niemand. You can use nichts, which is very similar to nicht, but nichts means nothing, while we use nicht in order to negate a sentence. And here you can see an example, hier esse ich nichts, which means I don't need anything here. So that might be useful as well. A third way in order to negate sentence will also be to use the adverb nie, which means never. You can see an example, ihr wart nie nett zu uns, which means you were never nice to us. And by using never, you are clearly negating a sentence. A fourth way to do it is by using noch nicht, which means not yet, and is very similar to nicht. You can see an example, ich war noch nicht im Theater, which means I haven't been to the theater yet. And if we wanted to just negate the sentence normally, then we would have said, ich war nicht im Theater, which means I haven't been to the theater. But by adding noch before nicht, so that we have noch nicht, the meaning is going to be not yet. So it's a way to extend it if we want to be more precise in some situations. And the last possibility is by using auf keinen Fall, which means no way, and is a strict decline. Here you can see an example. Was? Bist du verrückt? Ich mache es auf keinen Fall. Which means, what? Are you crazy? There's no way I'm doing it. And by using auf keinen Fall, you're specifying that you're negating it at every cost. There's no way I'm doing it. So try to remember these and try also to learn these, which might be also some helpful, and you might also want to connect them with kein and nicht to build more complex sentences. Now, if you understood everything, then please try to do these exercises. Here you have to complete the sentences by entering kein or nicht, depending whether you're trying to negate a noun or verb, adjective, so on. So please do these exercises, and if you would like the solution, just write a comment, so that's I will get you to directly. And if you do not have any other question, I hope you understood everything, and see you next time. Have a nice day.